I love what you're doing as well. I mean, you used the Mr. Robot. Was that a digispark that you were demoing?
Yeah,
with your Mr. Robot video. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, there's a digispark. I just had this idea one day. It's like there are some shows where hacking is real. Like Mr. Robot tries very hard to do real hacks, and I actually have a lot of the things that they use in the show. So I was like, why don't I actually like show people how these hacks work, like how to do them yourself? And then TikTok, of course, banned my video for criminal activity. And I had to beg someone on the like quite high up on the trust and safety team to basically put it back.
So I decided to make a tiny hacking device out of this little thumb-sized USB chip that I got for a couple of dollars on Amazon. Now this was actually featured in one of the Mr. Robot promos.
We're not done.
Now this is actually a tiny Arduino device, so what I'm going to do is program it to be a keyboard, and when the user logs on, it's going to input a predefined set of keys which are going to run a malicious PowerShell command that'll give me access to the system. Now typically with something like this, we would hide it in the back of the computer where the user wouldn't see it, but I'm just going to put it in the top for demonstration purposes. As you can see, it has a little flashing LED which I've just programmed so that you know it's working. So the laptop in the foreground is my hacking computer, and the monitor in the background is the victim system. So right after the user logs on, the command window is going to flash quickly as the payload is executed, and then it's going to connect back to my hacking machine. Now that we're connected, any commands I type into my machine are going to run on the victim system. So I'm going to open Notepad, Calculator, and then just for example purposes, I'm going to browse the files.
Yeah, I mean, Serena was saying the same thing, and this is what I'm concerned about on TikTok. I've had the same thing. So for me, like a personal story would be, I have a credit card cloning video on YouTube that's got 1 million views or whatever. And it's like old technology just showing, like just to try and educate, be careful with your cards. I mean, someone took that exact video and put it on TikTok, obviously in short form format, and they got like, I don't know, crazier number of views. And then I took the same video and put it on TikTok and they pulled it down. So, how are you navigating teaching cyber hacking stuff on TikTok? Because I'm like, as like a content creator, like I'm nervous to put stuff on TikTok because they seem to just pull it down.
I learned the line because I grew up making like YouTube videos back when YouTube was a little more hostile towards hacking content. There's a line where if you show the I guess criminal aspect of the hacking, but then you go into talking about like how to stop it, how to defeat it, how to detect it, they will usually give it a pass. But then I tried that strategy on TikTok and they will watch like the first 5 seconds and be like, this is crime, ban. So in the end, I gave up doing those kind of videos. I've been meaning to try again because there is rumors that the community guidelines are different if you're verified. And I just got verified last week. So I'm going to like test the water and see if they will let those videos have a pass now. But it was the case where I just stopped doing them because I think I was one more video takedown away from a permanent ban.
Yeah, you should come to YouTube. I think there's... Go on, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, yeah, YouTube is better now, but I did have a video taken down like a week ago. And it was like a very questionable video for them to take down. It was me entering my like credit card details into like one of those phishing sites to show what they did with the credit card. And it's like, it's not like I'm showing you how to steal credit cards or I'm stealing other people's credit cards. It's like I'm literally just entering my own details into a phishing page. And apparently that is crime now.
Scammed so you don't have to. So I got this email from Stevie G which said she saw a video of what looks like a very suspicious page, she got a similar link and wanted me to investigate. So when I click the link, it takes me to this USPS tracking page. Now the first red flag is that the domain contains the word USPS nowhere. A good scam page might actually try to look like the USPS URL or at least have the word in there somewhere, but I don't think these guys have really tried at all. Anyway, let's enter my credit card details. The previous page asked for my shipping address, but really what it was probably trying to get is my credit card billing address, which would usually be the same. Now this page is asking for a $2.13 fee to process a redelivery, which sounds reasonable. Now typically a real site would immediately charge my card, but I got no charge here, which means they probably just saved my card details for later, which is a huge red flag. It claims to have sent me an SMS message, but I got no such thing. What I did get is a charge for $16 about 10 hours later, and I'm guessing the 750% markup is not state tax. So yeah, it only took about 10 hours for the scammers to use my stolen card.
Yeah, I find that like it's on YouTube, don't show credit card stuff or like phishing, even though I've just done a phishing video with Corey and that's doing really well. But we're explaining how it works and how to be careful with it. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a hard line. And I mean, this is a problem, I think, for all like content creators who do cyber or hacking stuff. It's a very difficult line because you want to educate the audience. But it doesn't look like the platforms are there yet.
Yeah, it's very hard because the general public doesn't understand ethical hacking. The idea of someone knowing and using criminal techniques, but in a good way, is foreign to them. I most saw this with my my hotel keycard cloning video. I got so many hate comments from you're showing people how to do whatever illegal stuff. And the reality of the video was I boiled it down in a way to show the concept without actually showing how to do it. I make it look very easy, but that's because I'm cutting out what you actually have to do to get there. When you clone these cards, you have to basically program the cloner to clone them. And I just left out the programming part. So it looks, if you just watch the video not knowing how that works, it looks like I just have a magic device that just clones key cards. And then it looks like I'm advertising said magic device. But the reality is that is there's a lot of work that goes into that, and people don't understand that. So they were basically accusing me of teaching criminals how to break into people's houses.
Here's why you probably shouldn't leave access cards lying around. This is a device I picked up for a few $100s. It's called a Proxmark, and it can clone anything from HID cards to hotel keys. Here's how quickly it reads the data off my keycard. And it still works from a few inches away. The best part is it'll even work through a coat pocket. Now obviously this whole setup with the laptop is a bit conspicuous, so you can actually put it in mobile mode and it'll work from a battery pack. Holding down the button will start a scan, and when it comes into contact with a key, it will save the data. Now all we need is a hoodie. Connect up the USB power pack to my Proxmark and put one in each back pocket. I'll connect the antenna to a really long USB cable, put it down my sleeve, and then plug it into the back of my Proxmark. Now I can log a keycard just by brushing past it. Once I've got the data off the card, I can create an identical key, but it's actually a lot more fun to use the Proxmark itself as a key.